Hello and welcome. I am Dr. Anil Joshi welcomes you to my series Iconological and Temple Architecture Perspectives. Today we are going to visit a site called Mallikarjun Temple. It is situated in Aiholi, that is Bagalkot district, Karnataka. Aiholi is considered as a laboratory for the temples because all the temple or most of the temple variations of that time were started from Aiholi. A lot of experimentation was there, lot of mixing of architecture was there, and they have come out with better and better designs and spread out. So let's see them one after another. We are going to visit many sites. We are going into details of iconology and architectural details, and we'll find out the information which will be very useful for us. So let's get going to the Mallikarjun temple complex. But to start with are the acknowledgement disclaimers. I acknowledge with thanks those who has helped me for this project. There are technologists, there are guides, there are local people who has given me a lot of information, and because of them only I could get this project in proper ways. I acknowledge with thanks all of them. Also, some of the illustrations I have borrowed from net. I have checked, confirmed that they are royalty free. In spite, I thank them for this great help to me to make this project successful.
I hold this is Mallikarjun temple complex, around 4 kilometers from Aiholi. Beautiful nature around, not much crowded.
Mallikarjun temple complex features 5 Hindu monuments of the Chalukya period around 700 CE. That is, 700 CE is a common era. Consisting of 5 shrines, 3 temples show remarkable artistic, architectural and executional skills of that time. We have to consider the time, we have to consider the equipments they had, and designing they could do, make how they have to do all these things. We have to go in that era to find out. The temple tower experimented with the square mountings of diminishing areas stacked concentrically as it rose towards the sky. That we are going to see in the pictures what exactly it means. On top is a crowning, that's Amalaka, which is a common feature whether North Indian, South Indian or otherwise, and Kalasha. Now Kalasha is North Indian, Stupi is South Indian, and this variation or exchange you will find in a lot of temples. So it's a common variation. The smaller shrines in these complexes were likely to be built in a late Chalukya period, that is around 700. There are 3 squares. A front square portico faces the east, invites the devotees to rise up. Usually east is considered as a auspicious or a pure direction. So we believe that all the deities come from that. There are 3 squares. A front square portico faces the east, invites the deities. Now let's go further. The main mandapa links to a square mandapam above which is the tower superstructure. The mandapam has 4, that is 2 into 2 pillars set in a square, which each centered to form 4 circles that encloses the community hall space, that is the Sabha Mandapa. Sabha Mandapa is the latter addition in the temple construction, temple structures, when more and more people started gathering there. So they have made an area where people can come. They can take rest or wait till their number comes to go in a sanctum. The stairs at the entrance too are in a square footprints with 2 pillars. The larger temples similarly combine squares and circles as the generative pattern. Shikhara above the Garbhagriha dominates the view. Slope roof of the inner prakara are typical of Aiholi architecture that I'll show you in the diagrams. The walls of the pillars of the main Shiva temple are intricately carved with themes such as Vishnu, Narasimha, that is the avatara, one of the Vishnu's avatara, then Ganesha, musicians and dancers. So a combination of deities and local people. Everything is combined here. The stepwell in the complex is restored, is in good shape. There is clean water, nicely shaped, and they have restored it. You can imagine it is there for more than 1000 years. So from that view, we have to see the things. We cannot compare it with a computer designing. The Mallikarjun, perhaps a creation of the 8th century, is standing on a pedestal with a Mukhamandapa, Rangamandapa and a sanctum. These are the parts of temple. The temple has a Fansana Shikhara. Now this is a variant of, it is different from Dravidian and Visera type. So the Fansara is a Visera type, but slightly having changes in it. Mandapa pillars have fine sculptures, a female dancers with 2 female instrument players seated, then there is a seated Narasimha, then erotic couples and Padmanidhi. They are there on the sculpture. Mandapa pillars have fine sculptures, a female dancers with instrument holder. Then shrine 3 has a incomplete Fansala Shikhar. The 4th shrine is called as Keregudi, that is a black pagoda. So there are black pagodas, there are white pagodas. We will see it as the lecture on that topic we'll discuss. But these are called black pagodas here, and its mandapa has 16 pillars. 10 of them are Kalyan Chalukya style. Another shrine is Bilegudi, that is white pagoda. I just now discussing with you black pagodas and white pagodas. They are not only in this temple, but there are many other places where the full temples are called by these names, which has no images in the sanctum, but the mandapa's ceiling has a fine lotus. Now let's have a proper look. This is the entrance of Mallikarjun temple complex. Nicely decorated with 2 pillars carved, few steps up, and you start going into the. Now see the Shikhara, see the steps, and know what is a Fanasala type of Shikharas. One is complete, another is partially seen, but it gives us the patterns and types. Again, the sanctum is square. You can see Amalakha and also Kalasha on top. Sometimes they are missing, sometimes they are to the side of it, they are fallen, but here they are seen. Now the shape is tapering, Shikhara shape is tapering, and this is a iconic of the Mallikarjun temple. Aiholi, lot of experiment, lot of different types, lot of varieties, so one of it. And that also they have sprayed it, so lot of other places also if you go, you will find some of the variants of these type. So real university for the temple architectural development. What they are doing here are they are keeping certain principles, they are giving certain guidelines, and they allow you to float your ideas. So you can have lot of some varieties in it, but the basic structure, basic principle remains unchanged. Now here we are seeing, this is a temple complex I told you. So lot of different temples, some are complete, some are partially ruined. If you see up to Kalasha, that means the Shikhara is complete. If I have to tell you here how the interlocking takes place, this is an excellent example. If you can see the wall, you can see how the interlocking of the stones is done. And with that, these buildings are standing for more than 1000 years. So imagine the architectural designing at that time. No cement, no adhesive. Just the stones which are available in the area, or sometimes they are carried from the distance. Now, This water source is more than 1000-year old. So you have to imagine it. From basic guidelines of archaeological department, you cannot pump the water. These are the few more temples you are seeing. If you see Nandi, it has to be Shiva temple. Lot of people spend their time here, and compared to the Durga Mata temple complex, this temple complex is less used. But for photographers, they can take the photographs of the local culture, and this is very important. When we see the temples, not only we see the temples, we see the surrounding nature, we meet the people, we talk to them, and we try to mix with their culture. We try to eat the food they like, so everywhere it is enjoyable. And many times what I have found is, if you start talking to them, then they give you tremendous information. But you should have a local person with you who can talk in their language. Because all these people, their main problem is the language. Otherwise, they have got wealth of information. All temple complex, we are moving around and taking different pictures from different angle, because we want to see each and every pillar. We want to see each and every brick. Brick is stone. Each and every type of constructions, and we want to know the difference, how it differs from the other temples, or what was the new thing they have added in the technology. To create a structure which will last for 1000 years, not that easy. And even if you see this, I don't think anything will happen for another 1000 years. This will last. Maybe the compound wall will fall, but not the temples. Well retained nature. That is one of the best part of archaeology department. They maintain the properties really well. It's absolutely well kept. And most important thing, there are no cattle or otherwise. Nothing can be made dirty. So this is a real clean premises. And people are very cooperative. They want to help you. They want to give you more and more information. Now we are coming to internal pillars. The designing of square and circle is slightly introduced later. Earlier it was a square, and then they started making this type of designs of the pillars, which has got circles also and squares also. But if you see them, they are so symmetrical. Each and every is perfectly matching with each other. No difference between two pillars. Small shrines. With that, we are coming to end of this small presentation. Aiholi is full of varieties, where you will find n number of designs. Each and every temple is different in its way. More time we try to spend here, more information we start getting about the things, and more appreciation went to the people who has created it. With that, I hope I have been successful, or I have rather tried to convince you what are the different aspects of this temple. Hope you will go next time. You will definitely appreciate them. Or if you are already gone, if you find that I am missing something, please communicate. I will be happy to know it. Thank you, goodbye, and take care.